Real quick, guys, before I go, I want to shout out a listener in the DMV. I got to do this, y'all. I met him today at football practice. He's in the chat. Eugene, he actually coaches another youth football team in the area. I met him today. He's a big time listener of the Cowboys Collective. Anytime we get to do that, yeah, man, shout out to you, Eugene. Like, solid dude, and he's helping the community out. And everybody on the Cowboys Collective thanks you for helping the community out. So shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. Yeah, man. Johnny, what's going on at OTAs? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, it looked like it's like Scott said, they fed families today. So what's going on out there from Shoddy? Actually, you know what? This is what we got to do. Let's break it down from I want to go interview first, and then what happened at practice.
Talking about practice.
30-minute segment, John. 30-minute segment. Practice. 30-minute segment, John.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think. I get it. Like, there's not a lot of access, so people make like a lot of like little things, but it's like,
yes,
it is not like that when you're there, though. I'm telling you, it's not like there's.
Oh my God, bro! Here you go.
I mean, I'm trying to think how to be nice about this.
Yeah, be nice. Be nice.
John, we don't have
There's
no
some people that get
football.
to see stuff, they get to tweet stuff, they get to say stuff that I get it, man. Like, you might be a little bit newer to the business. You might not be around it that much.
Okay.
But there's things that happen where I'm just like, man, you guys are losing over this. I wonder what you guys would have been like back when old 88 was here and just mossing people. Like, you guys are acting this way about like a little sweep to the right where nobody can tackle with no pads on. Like, guys, let's pump the brakes here. This is how you get John Bea Johnson in the Hall of Fame, man. Like,
We talked about this last week. We did just talk about this Monday, John. So that's fair. That's fair.
Bea Johnson, baby.
I mean, it is cool to see everybody and see where guys are lining up and things like that. But in terms of like big plays or anything like that, like there's not anything like to get too crazy. But I will say the thing that probably stood out to me from play wise is that, and again, I hate comparing these things because we're only getting to see one day. And so a guy can have a great 3 days, but the one day that we're out there, he doesn't play well. And then that's what's being reported because that's what we got to see. But just compared to last week when we saw him to this week, like Joe Milton looked just a lot more confident and just like knew the offense and just looked like real sharp on a lot of his passes and stuff like that. Now he's working with the second team, obviously, but you know, you talked to Brian Schottenheimer today and he mentions about how, you know, he had a nice touchdown ball to George Pickens that Milton did. Yeah. So obviously he was working some of the ones. We didn't see any of that. When I saw Milton out there, Milton was with the twos, Dak was with the ones, you know, but now when you're at training camp, you get to see every single day. So that's why I'm very cautious about overselling or underselling on like any type of like, oh yeah, this guy threw this or it made this bad block or this bad pad. Like I don't try to read too much into anything one way or the other because I know that it ultimately comes down like when the pads come on. But I will say, like, I knew when I saw this, you guys would love this, that like, so
here we go, Scott. Here we go. Here go the good stuff.
It's just funny because we have talked about this before, but when they went with the ones, like it was Sanborn and Kenneth Murray were the two linebackers. I was going
to get to that. I was going to get to that.
And here's the thing, like again, if you've only been covering the team for a couple of years, I mean, hey, I get it, man. I was there. I understand how that is. Like when you're first around, there's a lot of new things and stuff like that. But also covering the team for a while, you also compare to things to stuff that you've seen before. And I will say this. All these coaches can say whatever they want about we mix and match, whatever like that. I'm going to tell you this right now. Whenever they go to team drills and that first group's out there, my time covering a team, this is my 15th season. I've never seen them run out some just raggedy lineup that you're like, come on, guys. When they run out that first crew on the 1 versus 1s, read into that because there's a lot of meaning behind a lot of those things like that. And so today, the offensive line was the same. Don't get me wrong, same deal.
Who was on the offensive line? Just for people who may not know.
Yeah, Guyton. I'll go left to right. So it was Guyton, Tyler Smith, BB. But I will say Schottenheimer also said today, though, that BB, they've also worked in a couple other positions. That was interesting. He said that. I don't see him playing anything else, though, but I think he means their center. Booker at right guard, and then Terrence Steele at right tackle. Okay. Jake Ferguson, your one tight end, and then Javonte Williams was your number 1 running back. But with Javonte Williams, I do think it's a little bit kind of with the Sanborn thing where, like, he knows probably a little bit more as being a veteran than you just being like, no, we're going to put Jaden Blue out with the ones. That's not really, like, something that you're probably going to do. Mm-hmm. With that being said, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot his name. We
Miles
talked
Sanders.
all off season about this, and I forgot his name for 2 seconds. But no,
Miles Sanders.
No. If you have Genty, he's running out there with the ones day one.
Oh,
you're not being like, no, Ashton, why don't you call him down? You work with the twos. We got Javonte Williams in here. You get Genty in the first round, he's going to run with the ones. You know what I'm saying? Or if they would have taken, let's say Golden or Buka, I don't see them being like, no, we'll work you in with the twos. Like, I think that anybody there would probably have been with the ones, you know? So, and then obviously Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, you know, and those guys look the part, but what do you expect from CeeDee and Pickens? Like, you expect them to look good, you know, and no big plays or anything like that from them. But there were also, I thought it was interesting that during some of the team drills, like there was when PR came over and said we couldn't even take pictures of stuff. So that's what really gets tough too. Cause like, you know, Sky, you talked about how like, yeah, look at how they're lining up on like some of the run plays and stuff like that. One, they put us in an end zone, so it's so hard to do that. Like I think it'd be funny. I went to Cosm last night. I don't know if you guys have heard about this place.
Man,
it's like,
that place.
Yeah. It's great for basketball. But like I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you're sitting there in an end zone on field level, not a great spot to watch a football game. It's really not. Like if you stood on the field in the end zone, I'm talking about, and the team is on the other side. Like they're on the other 20, you're in an end zone. Let's say you got a media pass and you can only stand that one. It's not a great spot to watch football.
Right.
You need to be elevated a little bit. To be honest with you, it's one of the reasons why they don't sell all of the lower bowl, the lowest bowl seats at the Rose Bowl. I've been to the Rose Bowl before, and they have like some of the lower bowl seats. You don't even sit there because it's so low that you can't even see over like the players and stuff like that. And so they put us in an end zone where it's so hard to see any of that. So that's why it's nice about a training camp. One, we can be wherever we want, but then two, you can take video. So if you miss something, you can be like, hey, I can go back to the video and look at this. Like they ran like, I don't know, I wouldn't even say a handful. I'd say probably 3 or 4 run plays during all of it. You know what I'm saying? And it was hard to really even tell the blocking schemes and things on that. And I know they're doing that all on purpose. They don't want us, you know, breaking all of that stuff down and doing all that. That's why if you can get anything off of the team video, they're the only ones that do video. We're not allowed to take video during anything at the Star. We have to be out at Oxnard. So that's the only thing that sucks about that, because I did want to get you some type of stuff on that Sky, but it is so hard to tell. And I don't want to sit there and say, oh, look like they were doing this kind of new combo block. But I was like weaving in and out of 7 bodies. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if that was actually the way it is or it wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the only reason I would say on the run game, there wasn't a lot that really jumped out there. Javonte Williams did have a nice run, an inside run that he broke outside that looked like his speed looked pretty good, you know?
That's it. And then, put a pin in that, John.
Yep.
Yeah. And then on the defensive side, we already talked about the 2 linebackers. When the first group came out there, the starting left end was Dante Fowler. Right end was Marshawn Nealon, and then Osa and Mozzie were in the middle. And then your inside corner that you guys are going to hate was Deron Bland. And then not them, me. Okay. Me. And then on the outside, it was Elam.
I heard that.
And Andrew Booth. And I'm telling you, Elam to me is Tyler Guyton and who's another one that kind of gets in that mix. I'll just use those 2 right now. Coaches are higher on them than the fans are. You know what I'm saying? Like when you bring up those names of like Guyton or Elam, those are ones that like fans want to kind of hate on a little bit because of what they've seen. Coaches are much higher on those 2 guys than the fans are. Like Elam, I think Elam will be starting to start the season. I really do.
Look at
I'm saying 100. I'm saying 120 yards, man. If Andre Booth week 1 is out there versus AJ or Smitty, I don't give a dog.
No, Andrew Booth will not start.
No, he's saying Elam, but
yeah,
doesn't that make sense? If Diggs is out and Bland is in the slot, I mean, it has to be unless you're rolling.
Yeah, well, unless they go get somebody.
I was just about to say, I wanted to put I was gonna say, to my not dismay, it's not that I don't like Bland in the slot. I know what we have on the roster, but I tweeted it out. I said, I'll finish all your thoughts because there's a lot to unpack, John. Because I also wanted to talk about the shoddy presser because there was some good nuggets from there as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like in actual practice if there's anything else that's like Donovan Wilson's coming back from like a little off-season like cleanup surgery type thing, so he's been working off to the side. So Wanye has been the